leasing office slash 2-bedroom. And over here, so this is a 34-unit building. And we have this problem right now. Well, the problem you might have is there's not a lot of money to pay a full-time property manager. So here's a solution. Here's one of the solutions. You're going to need a leasing office, and most likely there'll be a bedroom in that leasing office. So we found a property manager that would live in that unit, and I think I charged her like $300 or $400 a month just in rent. So that made it more affordable to have a full-time property manager, because 34 is a tough number. 76, you're starting to get to the sweet spot where you can have a property manager and a full-time maintenance person. But 34 and under, you're going to have to figure it out. Maybe you can make a deal with somebody and have them fix and lease out units. 76, like I said, would be a good one property manager, a property manager, and a maintenance person. Above 100, I'd start saying a property manager, a leasing agent, a maintenance person, and a porter. And a porter is someone working his way up to be a maintenance worker. All right, we'll keep going. Here's our shop. So we're just maximizing all the space we have in this property. So maintenance workers working here, and it works out great. She gets a massive discount in her living expenses. She's living on the property. She's taking care of emergencies. Because, again, it's a 34-unit building, so it's very hard to have a full-time property manager.
Smart guy.
Without any kind of special deals. I also want to point out the way we refinish, resurface these countertops. It's a special epoxy that's put on by professionals. It's extremely potent. You have to leave the property, the unit, for like a day when it's sprayed. And it makes everything look brand new. The countertop, probably not even $30, $40, and it looks brand new. So you no longer have to rip up tile or put in new countertops. If you get a flat surface, you can resurface. And that's it.
Okay, let's see the next one. Is that good? You want to see a few? It lasts a long time. I haven't had too many problems. I mean, look, if someone's going to take a knife on the kitchen counter and start slamming at it, it'll scratch up. But the company that I work with, I think we have like a year or two warranty, and then you just kind of have to patch things up. Yeah, I've heard people doing it with appliances. I have not. I'm kidding.
Hey folks, how are you? This is Alan.
Oh. And I look like crap too. Don't I? Yeah, so like I was saying.
I'm going into one of my properties right now, and there's the good and the bad of the apartment business. And here I am coming in to just drop off a bunch of checks that came over to my P.O. box, thinking that maybe I'm having a very profitable day. It's the beginning of the month. No.
It's winter time, so these furnaces are starting to go. And
so it's a sign. Last thing you want to see, unfortunately, is a beautiful burned out furnace in your apartment building. You know it's going to cost you a little money. It does happen. Obviously, they just pull it out here. It's outside, and they're getting ready to replace it. So you always want to make sure you got your heating and your AC people on call. You always want to take care of them. You always want to pay them first. You always want to get ready when you know cold weather's coming into town. We're here in Pasadena, Texas right now, and the last 3 weeks have been extremely unseasonably cold, like 25 degrees here. So people are running their furnaces. Some of them are old, some of them are breaking, and
we'll try one more. And
we're just going to replace them as best as possible and make all the tenants happy. I'll catch up with you later. Thank you.
Should I show one more, or is it the party over? Okay.
You can tell I'm the kind of guest that you invite and I don't leave. No. What do they do? Oh. I like to spend. Great. Yeah.
Hey there, hey, Alan here. So I'm just pulling into the back of one of my newly acquired apartment buildings.
Here, go.
When you rehab that 20 years old building here, and one of the things I wanted to do different than the other owners, right? You always want to try to do
Sometimes.
something different because, granted, some people.
The question was when you're taking over. Sometimes, sometimes there's things that need to be brought up to code.
Just not very.
That
good
needs
at
to be
this,
understood.
But, it's really not hard running an apartment building, so it's not always left to mismanagement. This one was actually.
This was bought in foreclosure, $2.1 million.
This property was acquired because the parent company in Florida went bankrupt, so they had to shed assets. This building was being run great, but they got rid of it, and I was there to pick it up. So anyway, check this out. Isn't this cool?
That's where you want to spend your money. You don't want to spend your money on a roof if you don't have to. I mean,
We're putting in this brand new playground. It's commercial grade, so you got to pay a little more money for commercial grade. You see those places on the highway, you pick up something for $2,000, $3,000. Not good for the insurance companies. You want to make sure that your insurance.
it needs to be commercial grade. You know, there are some places that have those $2,000, $3,000 playgrounds.
The company knows what you're doing.
Probably should rip them down.
And follow the guidelines and the city guidelines. It's not that hard. One way to really save money is to have your maintenance crew. Assemble it. And I know it might sound crazy. You're looking at this, but it costs around $10,000.
I think we paid $10,000 or $15,000 for that, and then I had a company come in and how much?
We actually found it on Google.
A lot.
We had a company come on over here and quote us around $25,000.
No.
We found this for around $10,000, and you can see like we're building this little fencing around, and we have a few truckloads of.
All right, we'll do one more, but I'm surprised I didn't talk about this today because it's kind of my signature now. Every single community that I go into, I'm putting a playground in because these are the kind of tenants that you want to keep. You want them to come in with their children.
So we got some picnic tables,
and
we're putting in some new barbecue pits, and one thing about
stay, right? Go to school. I mean, the perfect apartment tenant would be a family of 2
My broker,
kids.
Scott, called me up on this deal that we're driving to right now. He follows foreclosures. It's kind of his niche. He figures out who's in trouble. Who's in trouble. There's some system out there that reports late payments and stuff like that. And he followed this property for like a half a year.
Okay. It's a good looking nose shot. What are you supposed to say?
It went through foreclosure, and then a judge stepped in and assisted in a bankruptcy auction that failed too. This building that we're going to,
All right.
2 or 3 years ago, it sold for $3.6 million, and it had $3.1 million debt on it. So the debt was foreclosed on. The bank took back the property, $3.1 million, and then they tried to auction it up.
They tried to auction it off for $2.5 million, but the auctioneers wanted everyone.
2.5. The problem with the auction that they had was they were demanding the person that won the auction that day to put down 10% hard money, non-refundable, which basically means someone needed to write a check for $210,000 on the spot. Makes it kind of difficult because most people in this situation in purchasing a 162-unit building need financing, and it's hard to have that all lined up on the spot. So their auction failed miserably. Somehow I was next in line, and I bought the building for $2.1 million, and I needed to write a check for $210,000. But I got a little more leeway out of the bank.
Ugh, it's painful. I'm gonna have nightmares about this guy.
They realized that their first method didn't work out, and I met a life insurance company. So Scott put this whole thing together. He put the deal together, and he knew the lender very well. And the day he told me about the deal, 12 hours later, I was standing out on the property with the lender. We hit it off. They loved the property. We sat down. They took a good look at my history, and we shook hands, which was still a little scary because we shook hands and they said they were going to do the deal, but I had to write a check for $210,000 that I can lose instantly. It all worked out. We're pulling into the building right now. I bought it for $2.1 million.
Hang on, keep
Put some
listening.
partners in. So I had to come to the table with $600,000. The life insurance company put up 1.5, so that's $2.1 million. And I also raised an additional $200,000 to put in an operational account to just run the business. Very fortunate on this building. It was hit by the hurricane, and they did a hurricane 2 years ago, and they did $1 million rehab that they just finished. Now this property was in pristine condition, and most people would say, well, then why did it go bankrupt? Well, the reason why it went bankrupt.
So it just had $1 million rehab. They just put on these everlast.
Because the parent company in Florida got in trouble. It had nothing to do with this asset. They just needed it. They needed to get rid of it. So I was in the right place at the right time. The building next door just sold for $25,000 a door. I just purchased this for around $13,000 a door. The building next door needs a lot of work. The buildings are very comparable. Mine's in better shape right now. They just put on brand new roofs, unbelievable, $400,000. I saw all the receipts. It's called, I forgot the name of the roofing, but it's a white film membrane that goes on top. It comes with a lifetime warranty. It's unbelievable. Because when you buy a building in distress, you're not going to find them this good. So when you do, you got to just pounce on it. And I knew it was an incredible deal. We just drove away from one of my buildings that I paid around $23,000, and this one was $13,000. When it's all said and done, so the one next door just sold for around $25,000. They'll be in it for around $27,000, $28,000 when they're done with their rehab. So let's just say I'm in this for $13,000. So let's just say, I double my money. I sell it for $26,000. Don't even say double my money. Just say I sell it for $20,000. So $7,000. It'd be like instantly $1 million equity position. This is for real. It happened very quickly. Matter of fact, I was in Cairo a few weeks ago in a very intense seminar, and I excused myself from the seminar. I went to the 5th floor of the building, Four Seasons Hotel in Cairo, and I sat down and I put on my Skype earphones and a microphone, and I was visually there at the closing, and I was wiring money around, and it was just unbelievable what I accomplished in 1 or 2 hours, still while traveling all around the world, taking care of my personal life. So let's go check out the building.
All right. All right, so in closing, and then I'll let you guys all go. On the current slide, let's see here. Okay, it's been a long day, so thanks for staying with me. And, you know, just moving on, it's what I do during a longer seminar. I have people write stuff down, but I realize we don't have that kind of time. But, you know, what are some of your life goals? You know, what are some of your financial goals, and, you know, how are you going to achieve them? I really hope you can walk out of here today and you can say, yes, I got this manual. Yes, I want to do more with Alan. And yes, now I can really, you know, physically, you know, do something about my situation to make a difference. How much do you want to make in the next 12 months? I mean, you can't say that to too many people. We can say, okay, you know, if you want to make an extra $3,000 to $5,000 a month, this is exactly what you have to do, and this is exactly what you have to look for, and this is the model it's going to fit. Figure out who can help you. Figure out who can help you. How much time and money can you commit? I'm telling you, folks, ladies and gentlemen, if you just spend not even a few hours a week, you can figure it out. Those few hours a week will change your life. I was running a $10 million company before I started doing this full-time in the commodity business. Very stressful. I had lots of responsibility for lots of other cowboys. And I was able to build up my real estate business on my cell phone, driving to work and driving home from work. You know, so I don't know, pop in these cassettes or download it. Everything's on the internet. If you let it get away from you, it will. That's whatever analogy it will. If you do it, I mean, if you can't commit a few hours a week because something comes up, I understand. I have children. I have a kid. I said children because I have a wife too. So, whoa, she wants to be taken care of. So, no, really. I got caught up on the wife comment. When will you start? So I bought all those houses. I was just driving back and forth to work, and occasionally I would take a phone call during the day. And I still listen to tapes, and you heard that little story. I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. I go away for a few weeks a year, and that was something in Israel and Cairo. But I like to be part of programs. This is where I differ from him, and it's a big difference of opinion. We've kind of had it out a few times. I want to go away I want to take a 2 or 3 day class, and sure, I want to feel great, but I want to see the conversion. I want to see the actual money results. So, you know, call it what you want, but for me, the way I can help in life is if I can make money, take care of my family, find these assets, these cash-flowing assets, free up my time. I could never be here with you back in the day. And you can do the same thing. You know, I grew up playing guitar. I mean, that was like my passion for like the first 21 years of my life. But I took a good look at my family lineage, and there's just no way that I wasn't going to, I wasn't going to be able to make a living out of it. But had I had something like this in my life, these cash-flowing assets, I would have held on to that passion. And I intend to get back to that passion, but I got a few more things I got to take care of first. So, you know, if you love what you're doing, or if you had to give something up, this is a wonderful way to find yourself back to that. Is that just there twice? That's it. You know, can I answer some questions, or is this? Go ahead. Okay, let's start over here. And if you don't mind, can I kind of film this? Because I have all these videos, but I have nothing from people looking at me. You look beautiful. I mean, look, you see what I just showed you? Okay. Yeah. Oh. Shit, now I got to shut the camera off. No, I just did that to be funny. I don't have to play this. Yeah, right? Please send in your questions.
No, honestly, I don't know what you mean, because who said you have to go through all their paperwork? Is there a law? No, there's not a law I know about, and never ever been questioned in 15 years of doing this kind of business about who I'm renting to. I thought you were actually going to ask me about felons and running reports, but you're asking me about Social Security cards, and as far as I know, there's no law that says you can't rent a place out to whoever you want. Okay? Thank you. Yeah, I would imagine, right? You know, the fact of the matter is we're in Texas, and we border Mexico, and you know, we're peas in a pod.
How can you just look at a deal right away, let's say on Google, on LoopNet, and just decide within a few minutes that this is a golden egg?
Now she's using my own stuff back on me.
My wife.
How can you find your golden egg? Okay, well, I guess we have to first figure out what you're looking for. Are you looking for a C-class asset? Are you looking for... You're going to have to find an area first, and you're going to have to figure out what's going on there. You're going to have to get some sense of value. Are they selling for $20,000 a unit, $30,000 a unit, $40,000 a unit? Like I told you the story earlier, someone sent me over something for $5,000 a unit in Pasadena. It piqued my interest. Do you want to own? I would suggest owning properties in our hometown. I mean, we're within the 10th largest economies in the world. So why do we need to go anywhere else? You can't do it here. What makes you think you can do it somewhere else? So find an area that you like, get a really good understanding of it, and then you'll find your golden egg. Because, I mean, if you find a bunch of stuff on LoopNet for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a door, but what are you going to compare it to? Start working with a broker. Call up Jordan. They'll help you too. So you're going to have to put a little time and effort into figuring out what's true value in the neighborhood. I mean, when I was accumulating my single-family house portfolio, I just figured if the land cost $15,000 a lot in Pasadena, and a 1,000-square-foot home I could buy for $15,000, and the land for $30,000, $30 a square foot to buy a house. I mean, my car. I mean, that's the price. You need. My car is what, 90,000. So you need 3 of those houses. I mean, start getting comfortable with the values. So find out what the value is, and then you'll know. Holy, so I said that 10 different ways. Did one of them make sense? Okay. Next question.
It's sort of related to that, and you touched on it back, but, it really clear, and, what's some of the action steps that you take? The next 60 days, how do you get from here?
Okay, over the next, I think you should immediately go home and sign up for LoopNet just so you stay interested. And I think you should search for properties in Houston, Texas. And from there, I think you should even zone in on the zip code or the area, the sub-market, because it's a pretty big place here, right? And we have apartment buildings from 5,000 to 80,000 a pop, a unit. So find an area that you're comfortable with, and what I would suggest you do is email the listing broker and just start a rapport. Start a rapport with a few of them. I'm sure they get lots of emails. A lot of these properties come with financials online. Really start looking at them. It's not a nightmare. I wouldn't believe their financials, but it's going to help create a pattern within yourself. So you just, so when you see these things, you're going to get a much better understanding of what's going on. So if it's value that we're looking for, and everything's selling for $30,000 in, I don't know, in this area, a door, because you've just looked at 10 properties in this zip code, why is that one 10,000 and the other 10 are 30,000? That's a start.
I'm sure there's a problem, but maybe it's a foundation problem, and that's not the end of the world. That's one phone call to a foundation company. Maybe it's a roofing problem. It's one call to a roofing company. So find your area and then figure out what they're trying to give away. Or, and you can, sooner or later you're going to have to branch out. I look in all areas right now, but don't bring me a deal, and the brokers know it. Don't bring me a deal. Don't try to sell me a 10 cap. Don't try to sell me a 10 cap because that's what I'm trying to manufacture. LoopNet, call the brokers, listen to that material, email, come to my next seminar.
I heard with LoopNet from some of the brokers that the good stuff isn't really put out there, that it's more the bottom of the barrel. Is that your experience?
I've heard that too, but okay, let's use LoopNet as an instrument to get to where you want to go, a vehicle. I've bought apartment buildings off of LoopNet. I bought the villas at Pasadena off of LoopNet. So even sometimes in receivership, where we're trying to steal a deal and get to it first, sometimes that selling broker has a fiduciary duty to do the best he can do, and he's got to put it on LoopNet too, or else the seller might get upset with him. So I understand. You would think the best deals would go to the best customers first before you put it on the internet. There's probably some truth to that, but there's also deals to be had.
I watched your online module last night, and then I signed on to LoopNet. And do you think it said so they said if you subscribe and pay fees that you could see more special deals or something? Do you think that might be worth the?
I do. But right now, I just want you to use this as a learning tool, because what they do is you don't get real time. So they'll probably wait a week or two before the new deals hit up. So if you pay the $30 or $40 a month, it's up to you guys. So when you're ready, pay. And if you don't find any value, then cancel the pay service. Your broker should... Listen, we're using it as a tool. Your broker should bring you that deal before it gets on LoopNet. Or you can say to your broker, why do I need you? It's on LoopNet. And then you give them a nervous breakdown. Well, can I ask you folks for a favor before I leave? Could I don't know, could someone say something nice about me about spending the day here and going through the course and, that I'm a wonderful person without putting anyone on the spot?
I want to just have to say that today has been absolutely awesome. There's so many things to think about. I've done single-family homes for years, and apartments are, there's different things to think about. And you certainly have stimulated my thinking, and I've learned a lot today. That's awesome.
Fantastic. Thank you. Sam, you've asked me so many questions today. You're going to have to say something. And now we're asking Sam. And you better speak.
I think I told you on the phone, I appreciate the thoroughness of the content. It's like, I'm talking really about the course. You've got a lot of materials and appraisals and letters of intent. So I'm kind of a detail-oriented person. I like seeing all the stuff.
Are you an engineer?
No.
Oh.
Sales and marketing background.
Ah, okay.
So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you fielding the numerous questions that I asked you as well. I'll have another one after you finish taping these.
Okay, okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. Oh, fantastic. I didn't want to put you on the spot.
I also appreciate your openness and willingness to share everything and not holding anything back. That was really
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I really am trying. All my apartment buildings, it's an open book. And my other students will tell you, you come to my leasing office, we'll really open up the books and show you the real numbers the way it is. If they're making money or if they're not making money, they're all making money.
So, okay, this is Alan signing off. It's been an 8-hour or 9-hour session. It signed off for me. Thank you, I appreciate that. So, yeah, let's kind of wrap this up. It's 5 o'clock. I really hope it's the beginning of something here. And there's only so much I can do in one day in this kind of environment. But the next time around, it's more of this, and it's more intense, and it's more writing down numbers and some mathematics. But I just wanted to keep everybody's attention today and make sure that you actually open this stuff up and do it. Okay? Because there are plenty of people out there that buy stuff and don't open it up. I can't believe it, but there are. I'm not one of them, and I hope you're not one of them. Awesome. I know. And you came. Karen.
Throughout the day, you say, oh, well, that's another class, that's another class. Are those classes part of the $2,000 course, or are they still part of the $997 course?
Yeah. You guys are going to have access to my. Good question. Well, no. I mean, listen. You guys are going to have access to the website, and I'm constantly going to be uploading stuff to the website. But there are other classes. You have the course. You have the course that I want to say now, 9 people have paid $10,000 for. You spend 3 to 5 days with me in my leasing office, and you're going to try to convince me to sell you an apartment building. I mean, so there's only so much I can do. So it's not goodbye forever. I really want you to take the next course. And I know a lot of you I've reached out to, and you can continue to send me emails, and we can meet for coffee and stuff like that. But I only have so much time in the day. So if this is something that you really want to do and you want to buy an apartment building, then you have to do it with me. I mean, there's other people in town that charge a lot more than me, and they have 8,000 students. I have 60, and I do this. So I'm like some of them say, I'm the real deal. I'm the duru, not the guru. All right? I got lots of ums and ahs, and I'm just learning how to use a computer.
So are we students, or what
You,
who's a student?
well, this isn't a mentorship. So this isn't a mentorship. So the next level, you get closer to a mentorship. But I'm a giving person, so I'm going to give what I can.
Like that gold coin.
It's still jiggling, isn't it? Oh. Right. Well, you can just buy an apartment building and they spit them out. Really. So you got to come to the next seminar. I don't know how to say it. All right, it was my job to talk about this today and what's inside it and how to use it, and I try to kind of grab more information and give you those tidbits of information. The choice is don't do anything, do what you can with what you got, and you got a lot, or continue on. You can also buy. You can be part of my partnerships. We can talk about it. I got a lot of partners that say, it's great. I got a good understanding now. I know how to have the same kind of conversation with you, Alan. I wish I studied this stuff on stocks and bonds, and I'd understand what's going on there. I'm doing it with apartment buildings. I like my job. I don't want to go buy a building. Can I invest with you? And the answer is yes. You can invest with me, and you can learn it too. These corny little videos, I made around 10 or 15 of them for the last group of 9 people that I have a partnership with. And every time we go to the building, we shoot it and we put it on YouTube, and everybody can see exactly what's going on. We didn't have time. I don't think you guys want to stay and watch them right now. They've watched this whole entire rehab process, starting from taking off the boards to 50 families moving in. And so it's very educational. And that's how I actually got started also in the apartment business. I joined someone else's deal, and I let them lead. I just always felt like I can do a better job, and so I joined one. That's just the way I am. So do it yourself or do it with me. Do it yourself, do it with me, join a deal, and do both. Join my deal, I guess the promise was last week, I buy your course. Right? I think I said that, Randy. Oh, thanks, Karen. Hey, Karen, did I get your testimony? That's it. I'll hang around here. I'm going to play a little music and wind down. Yeah? All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it because I'm relatively new. I guess I can't say I'm new anymore, but it's been a half a year of putting all this stuff together. So thank you, Ron. So if anyone's here who doesn't have the course, I have the course here. They can buy it, but most people here. I can't give you an answer on that yet. Sorry. Hope that doesn't come off the wrong way. Because the power presentation, a lot of it comes from the seminar that people have bought. If you have the seminar, it's inside. They're all video DVDs, but I had an editor actually edit in every single PowerPoint slide. Yeah. Right.
So you can always buy the course.